One. What up, though? What up, though? This is your boy Coach B with the Flintstone Girls Production Group. This is Coach B from Bewick to Brightmoor. And here we have our special guest straight from Flint, Jada Ali in the house. What up, Jada?
What's going on?
Just giving everybody a background on why we call it from Brightmoor to Bewick is because if you're on the east side, Bewick is your hood. You know, that's a hood there. And you're on the west side, Brightmoor is also a hood. And if you've been poor and got kicked out of your house, you had to move around. So you probably lived on both sides. But one of the, we in Flint. So what's a street that has a B in Flint? Maybe I need to change the name from Brightmoor to Bewick to Ballinger. What's another street that has a B out here in Flint?
Beecher, Ballinger.
Oh, Beecher, yeah, that's right. Right, so here we go. This is Coach B from Beecher to Ballinger. What up? So Jada, man, we are, we appreciate you joining us. This is something that I wanted to do from the beginning of this whole show. The whole purpose of the Flintstone Girls production is that we can produce content for the whole state of Michigan, but we're going to be based in the city of Flint. And so we couldn't even go any further if we didn't have you on this show. We had Mama Soul with the two quirky black girls before, but personally, you were, for selfish reasons, I wanted to really sit down and talk to you because when I hear you spit, you know what I mean, it makes me like, it gives me that feeling, Okay. My face scrunched up. Anytime somebody does something with talent, I don't care what it is. It could be painting.
That ugly face.
Oh man, that like what? And so that's what that's what the face you made me have. And so I wanted to sit down and talk to you. I just want to know, not only me, man. We got a big following. Shout out to everybody out there that's following us. I see there's a lot of people that's kind of tapping in right now. Of course, shout out to Out the Blue Podcast, Big Gov, Stretch Money, 3D. We got the big episode with Flex Live coming out, 42 Doug's DJ. And so we got a lot of stuff coming your way. Also, we got a big podcast coming out with one of the best comedians in Michigan, straight out Detroit, and that's Kevin Biggs. And so shout out to Kevin Biggs. You'll be coming to you pretty soon. All right. So Jada, I want to start at the beginning. What part of Flint are you from?
See, I'm one of those people like you just said. We moved around a lot. North side, definitely north side of Flint. But I lived on like almost every side of the north side, the west side, but north side for sure.
Okay, all right. And so tell me, how was it growing up? Did you have both parents? What was going on in the house?
No. So my mom and dad split up a little after I was born. So it was just me and my mom, my little sister, and it was just us three. My dad moved to Florida when I was about 7, so every year I did go to Florida. So that was dope to me, coming from Flint and being able to go and see this whole another world is what was in my mind. It was dope. So yeah, but as far as here in Flint, just me, my mom, and my sister.
Okay, and I understand you're the oldest of the three, right?
2.
Of the 2.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's funny because I do have a little brother now, and he's with me. He's 11.
Okay.
And he's been with me since he was about 5. So my mom ended up having 3 kids, but we are like way older than my little brother. So everybody think he's like my son. But yeah, it was just me, my mom, and my sister.
Okay. And so right now you are, taking care of your little brother. Tell us about that process.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that happened, and I don't know. I just stepped up and just that responsibility. I took that responsibility, and it's of course it's literally just like being a single parent. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately he's never met his dad, and my mom's sick and stuff. So it's just us. But he still has a good relationship with my mom, and you know, he keeps me going really. Like him and my niece, like they're the ones that help me make music, help me pick my music. It's like because the younger generation, just like when I was a kid, you know, it's like you know what's next, you know. So if they approve a song, it's hot. I know it's hot. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you will see him with me all the time. If you look at videos, I got a video actually, 10 Toes. Okay. You will see my mom in it, my niece, my sister, my little brother that I'm talking about. They were littler. That was like 2020 when we shot that. But I keep him with me for sure. He's definitely interested in the entertainment business, so I keep him with me. He keeps me going.
Right. And I'm pretty sure, you know, especially kids keep you, you know, my other business, I deal with kids. Most of my time, my existence is dealing with kids, and they keep you grounded. Definitely. They're very honest, you know, and trustworthy.
Exactly.
Right? You don't have to worry about them stabbing you in the back like adults do. I'm just saying that adults always mess everything up for the kids. You know?
Man.
So, I mean, that's pretty powerful that you're stepping in and taking care of your little brother.
Thank you.
And especially showing him how to be a business person as well. Mm-hmm. But let's go back. So you know, you're going back and forth from your mom's house to your father's house, who lives in Florida. So your father definitely was there and had a presence. How was school like? I mean, like what? Tell me how school was coming up in Flint.
Like elementary?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
School was actually fun, especially elementary days. Of course, when you start getting older and in high school, you know, it's a whole different ball game. But school was fun all the way around for me. I was always a tomboy, so.
Okay. So you were doing sports?
Definitely. I was one of the girls that did backflips, actually. I used to do
backflips.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's something that a lot of people do not know about me. Like, I used to do backflips, like to literally can run and just jump on something and flip off of it and all that type of stuff, to basketball, yeah. So I hung with all the boys, so I got into it with some of the girls because, of course, you know, all the boys liked me. So, of course, because they can actually do stuff with me. You know, I wasn't too cute I was always cute, but I wasn't too cute to get dirty and have fun. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you could have been like, what is the girl that's just killing it in gymnastics? Oh my goodness.
That's so funny, and I feel like I was never in gymnastics. My grandmother, she wanted me in gymnastics so bad, and I was never in gymnastics, just naturally. I was just one of those people, anything that I saw that I was interested in, I kind of taught myself how to do it. I also played the drums. A lot of people don't know that. My grandmother, she bought my uncle a drum set, and he played drums when he was in high school, in the marching band and stuff, but he had this drum set, and shoot, soon as he left, I remember one day he left, and I kept going up there just looking at it. And then I finally got the time with it to where he was gone, and I just went up there, started messing around with it, taught myself how to play the drums. Next thing you know, my grandma had me playing the drums in church. But I've just always been one of those type of girls that like doing things that girls wouldn't usually do. And I think that's probably why I am how I am, even with rap and hip hop and in the music industry too.
Okay. So that's interesting because most people, you know, and you know, I'm from Detroit, so Motown was a big thing. But a lot of people from Motown back in those days, they had a bass or a root in church, and so that musical background is interesting. You were playing drums in church,
yes,
and now you're out here rapping, and so that had to have a big impact on you. Mm-hmm. You said your grandmother had you in church playing the drums.
Definitely.
Did your grandmother have a big impact on you in your music career? Tell us about that.
No, she didn't have a big impact. She knows nothing about hip hop. She's not interested. She's the one of, I feel like just a week ago, like, I told you, if you started doing gospel rap, You know, you would tear it up. You would tear it up. I'm telling you, you would make money. We could get you on this thing. She just got the going. You know, I'm listening. I'm like, but I told you, we already agreed. I'm not gonna do the 1 foot in, 1 foot out thing. You know, if I'm going gospel, I'm just gonna be strictly gospel. I can't be doing rap and talking how I'm talking, rap and then gospel. But she is super supportive, but yeah, no, she had no influence on me deciding to pick up a mic for sure.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that because you know the pressure that your grandparents, especially if they're in church, you know, if they're in that church, boy, they want you. They gonna keep knocking on your door, saying,
exactly.
Hey,
no matter how many, like I said, just a week ago, and it's even when I was younger, she found out I'm into this music stuff. But it's funny because she had me doing everything in church. So when she found out I could play the drums, it was a wrap. And I can remember being the only, and I was a little girl, I can remember being the only girl playing the drums, you know. And we would do like the fellowships with other churches. Like we'd have church in the morning and then in the evening or whatever, we might go to another church or they might come visit us. And, you know, when the choir sing, people be looking like, this little girl playing the drums, because they so used to boys doing it, and, you know, so. I don't know. I think that kind of, it kind of do go hand in hand, though. Now that I think, it's just something I never thought about. But the same, that what I had going on with that is the same as now. Like, you don't see girls playing, you know, the drums in church, and you didn't see many female rappers for a long time either. So I told you, it's just something about, I've always did whatever is not the norm for females to do.
And that's a reflection of leadership, right? And one of the dopest things that I've learned about you in my research is that you do. Some people talk, but you actually do, right? It. And so we'll get into like you know how you got you know into the studio and how that goes. But going back to your youth, playing drums, coming up, high school. When's the first time you thought that you know being in hip hop, being a rapper was something that you wanted to do? Was it in high school? Was it later? Tell us about that.
It was before high school.
Okay.
I was always rapping. I was rapping when I was like between 7 and 10 or so. It was my uncles. My uncles were rapping, and I remember when one of my uncles got one of the first like Mac computers and stuff like that, and we was recording just on a computer. I don't even know if he had like Pro Tools and stuff like that. I just know that's what really got me into it. Just to be able to record and play it back and hear yourself. The first time that ever happened, I was hooked. It was a wrap. I'm like, okay, I want to do that. And so it was when I was real young. In high school, high school was more of just like me trying to find myself, figure things out, try to work with other female artists back then, you know, the talent shows, all that type of stuff. So I definitely have been rapping for a long time. Everybody knew me as Jice back then.
As Jice?
Yes.
Oh man, I think.
Yes.
I think that might be a first.
Yeah.
I don't
really?
know if I've ever heard that one.
You haven't heard that one?
I don't think I've heard that one.
Jice is literally like a government name. If you ask somebody who Jice is in Flint, Jada Ali. Some people, I just started releasing music in 2020.
Okay.
Under Jada Ali, so it may be some people out here that don't even know that Jice and Jada Ali are the same person yet. But it's happening because I've been putting in so much work in the last couple years. So now, but especially in 2020, people didn't know. You know, they like, you know, what? Until they see me and they like, but that's Jice, ain't that Jice? But yes, Jice is my original rap name.
Wow. Okay. That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
All right. So in those days, you know, you heard your voice back. You said you were hooked in. a lot of times we have inspirations, right? Who inspired you? Uh, let's do a two-part question. Who inspired you as far as nationally, someone that might be famous as a rapper, whether it's female or male, or locally, somebody that was maybe inspired you that you knew? Like you said, there was a couple other female rappers at the time when you were young. Can you tell us about that?
There weren't any female rappers like older than me that I knew about. There was a couple, like as far as in high school, that wanted to rap with me, and we had little groups and stuff like that. But other than that, who really inspired me, like honestly, I don't have a answer. Like I just literally was attracted to just something about hip hop. My dad, one of those guys, kept the subs in his car bumping whatever hip hop music back then when I was a little bitty girl. I can remember before he even had moved to this day, he keeps subs in his car. I'm the same way because of him. I'm one of them girls, pull up, boom, 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 boom. That's how I pull up. And my uncles were into music. My uncle, we call him Cool. He had a crew back then. What were they called? I think Mythmatical. Something that was when I was in like middle school, high school-ish. I wanted to get down with them so bad because they were doing what I had never seen before, what I only see in like documentaries and stuff. And it was a big crew of them. And they were throwing parties, they were making money, they were just selling these mixtapes, had these shirts, and just seeing all these different people rep this crew. I'm like, dang. So I remember always trying to rap for them, and so I think that inspired me a lot, just seeing some people from where I come from and in my family that's just dedicated to this thing and having this passion for this thing, and everybody getting down with it, and you know what I'm saying. And then my mom, she sung a little bit, and then my cousin, Stainless Steel, he was a rapper, super dope lyrically. Growing up, I would just have conversations with him. Once he realized that I was serious, he would just hit me up and have conversations with me and just, give me words of wisdom and encourage me and stuff. And yeah, like as far as people I knew, that those are the people that inspired me. And then like just all the female artists really, like in the game, like seeing what Nicki Minaj did was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That I grew up, when I was growing up in high school, coming out of high school and stuff, Nicki Minaj was the one. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I'm like, I can do that.
She's spitting.
Yeah, she was spitting for real. You know what I'm saying? And then just all females definitely inspired me for sure. Cause I knew right away, like just from being this little girl, seeing how hard it was just to get my uncles and cousins and stuff to listen to me, like me having to bogart my way in, like, yo, listen, like, stepping up and rapping and even to getting to that point, because at first I was super shy, and then I realized, like, okay, this ain't getting me nowhere. Like, I got to put my foot down, even, getting to a point where I finally had started going to recording studios. It's like, if you don't demand your respect in them studios as a woman, they gonna walk over you, they gonna take over your sessions. And so just seeing that other women were out there doing this, you know what I'm saying, it just inspired me a lot.
Okay, cool. Man, when you bring something up like that, like I don't really like the word female rapper because I respect the lyrics, and if you got something to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite rappers is Rhapsody. Like,
okay.
Man, I mean, she is a killer, right?
Definitely.
And I don't ever look at her like she's a female rapper. You know what I mean? I just look at her like if anybody wanted a problem, it'd be a problem. You know what I mean? And I look at you the same way. And I know soon the whole world is gonna see and hear what I hear. All right, so you're coming up through high school, you're getting into these studio sessions with your family. When's the first time you get like like tell us about your first process of making your first like song, right? Like you know, I know you heard yourself a little bit, but I'm talking about this is your first actual song produced. Tell us about that process and how that felt.
I think what I started doing at first was the mixtape stuff.
Okay.
You know, like Lil Wayne was doing, you know, the beat jacking. You know, because being so young, I didn't know, I didn't have any guidance, any direction for a long time. I was just out here just doing it. Even though my uncles, like I said, or family was doing music, they was doing their own thing. I was so young. So for a minute, a lot of people didn't take me serious until I really became an adult. Um, but like I said, once again, it was dope. But one of my first sessions, I booked my own self. Like I was in high school, I found a studio. I can't even remember. It was some white guys. Like
was it in Flint or where was it?
It was in Flint, but it was probably like on the south side. I don't even remember where it was, but it was one of those. I don't have a clue, but it was just some white guys. That's all I know. Like this professional studio, so it was very uncomfortable. But I still, you know, I went and I got the job done or whatever. And I feel like I used, like I said, I was doing the beat jacking or whatever. But once I did that, and even though I wasn't that comfortable in that setting or whatever, just to know, you know what I'm saying, that I did it, got through it, finished the song, was able to play it back for real, like not just something we recorded on a computer or whatever, or recording over tapes when I was little, when I was real little. My cousin had a karaoke machine, and we used to put cassette tapes in there, and we figured out that you can record over them.
Yep.
Never knew that.
Yep.
But we figured that out, and I remember one time it was a holiday, my grandma put a tape in, it was us singing and rapping over these, and she like, what? We had recorded over them, and that's when I was like 7 to 8, 9, whatever. Yeah. You know, but yeah, when I started getting in the studio for real, I just knew like this is what I'm supposed to do.
All right, cool. All right, so now that you have your song, now you know that like you said, you know you're supposed to do this. Now it's all about finding a producer. Do you get signed? What was that process?
Back when I first started, I wasn't focused on any of that. I just wanted to be heard. So what I was doing, that was in high school. That's when I was selling and giving away the tapes, you know, to everybody in school. I just wanted everybody at my school and in the other schools and in Flint to know, you know, that this is, you know, just get my feet wet, really. I just wanted to be heard. But I wasn't even thinking about, of course, I always wanted to be like, I know I'm going to be this big superstar, or this is what I'm supposed to do. But I wasn't thinking about a record deal, no. I was just doing it, just having fun, really, just having fun with it. But like you said, when I made my first song, when I actually got with producers, and I can remember one of the first producers that I locked in with, D-Boy. He goes
out D-Boy.
Yes, world famous D-Boy. My brother Illa, he was super hot at the time. I met him in the club. I wasn't even old enough to be in the club yet. I go to the club, Illa's there. At the time, he had this song, Beat the Pussy Up. Everybody in Flint would know about this song. They play this song still to this day. He had that one record that still on fire, like I said. But he was like a celebrity to me in Flints. And he came up to me, and he like, you know, I heard of you, blah, blah, blah. And he kind of took me under his wing. He introduced me to D-Boy, and that was my first time literally locking in with a producer. We made a whole project, and that's when I was like, okay, yeah, it's real. When you got that original stuff, that was a whole different ball game than recording on other people's beats.
All right, dope. And do you still work with D-Boy right now?
I do. A little bit. He actually Hard to Love. My last album, he produced You the One and Smile.
Okay.
Yep, so he produced those 2 records. And he out here doing his thing for the Flint artists that's popping right now, some of everybody. So definitely, we all still on the grind.
All right. Cool. All right. So, how is and shout out to your manager too, man. I mean, you got a really good manager. I'm
Shout
telling
out
you.
to Q the Question for sure.
Yeah. Shout out Q. Um, so let's get into the catalog. So I listen to a lot of your music. A lot of your music has uh, definitely is real, but a lot of it talks about ownership and you being a boss. All right. Tell us about that because, like, did you start a company?
I did.
Right, and
Multiple companies.
multiple companies, and are you signing artists? Tell us about this company you got.
Roundtable Association, yeah. After basically a couple years ago, John Connor, shout out to John Connor, he took me under his wing, me and a couple other artists, and this was back when he was signed to Aftermath and everything. So that's when he was out in Cali, flew us out, and just really just showed us a lot. So this is when I feel like somebody really was giving me insight and guidance, like, cause I don't know nothing. I didn't know anything about the industry, how things work for real. I just know this is what I want. This is what I'm naturally into music. I just always knew this is something I wanted to be a part of. But he was the first person that really took me in and like showed me things that the average artist just wouldn't see. You know what I'm saying? Just exposed me to a whole nother thing or side of it, which is literally the industry. Like I finally got to see like what things were really like and everything. And after working with him for about 3 years, I just realized it just helped me figure out who I am, what I really wanted to do. And I didn't want to be just a female artist, you know what I'm saying? I just always felt like I want to be more than that. I want to be a boss.
Yeah.
I want to help other female artists. I want to enlighten people. I want to go back and teach them the things I were taught. Not just female artists, but artists in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I started Roundtable Association, and I do plan to sign artists in the future.
All right, there you
Sure.
go. And I think that's dope. Okay, and I could peep that in your music, and especially that the aspect of putting other female artists on, and that's also in your music. A lot of the videos I see you with a lot of female artists.
Definitely.
One of the songs I'm really interested in is this Flintstone cipher. Can you tell us about how that was put together?
So I actually didn't put that together. There's 2 women, Tay Boogie and I believe her name is Reese. They're business partners, so they started the whole Flintstone thing, and they reached out. So they came up with that idea, and I just kind of like really pushed it. Once they asked me to be a part of it, and I had no idea who else was gonna be on it. I just showed up, got my verse together. We shot the video all at the same time, and once I saw like, oh, okay, the other artists are dope. I actually heard their verses too, and I'm like, oh, they dope. This cool. So like, this the kind of stuff that I like to do. You know what I'm saying? So when they reached out and they had the situation already put together, all I had to do was show up. And then I seen these other female artists that's dope too. I'm like, okay, cool. So I pushed it. And then like one of the biggest moments that I can remember, and for Flint, this was huge. I got invited to perform at the Antidote Fest last summer. And something just told me to put that song on my set. And so I did my performance and everything. Performance was super cold, dope, super dope. And I ended it with the Flint Industry Cipher, and so that just like everybody was like, wow, because nobody's ever done that. No, females usually don't move like that.
Yeah.
Especially rappers, but I'm like, that's just who I am. That's how I am. I ain't never been no hate, no bad blood with me. Like, if I see another woman doing her thing, I'm gonna push her. I'm gonna support her. So I just thought that was really a good opportunity to show females, that females can come together
Right.
and work together and put on a dope show together. So it was amazing. It was super amazing to be able to do that and be a part of it.
Right. And that's pretty big. I mean, there's a message being pushed that females, with competition, it's hard for them to be in the same areas. But to see you, and it's not only that cipher, right? I've seen you with a lot of Flint women in multiple. Actually, one of the videos. Now I'm not really, look. I respect your pen, okay, but there's one video where you guys are on a bed or something. Was that's two of the same artists, right? That was in this video.
That's Janae and her. Yeah, we shot that in Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, fellas, look, you check the video out if you want, but I mean, that's just another example of you working with a lot of women.
Yep.
You know what I mean, and
it was another one, Step Different. Me and that same artist, Hood No Rap. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I just realized that was something that wasn't being done. And it, like I said, it was just another natural thing for me. To this day, I just, there's another one I did. I collaborated with Nisha Nashay during the pandemic as well. And we flew to Miami and we shot that video, had fun. But yeah, it's just something that I wasn't seeing being done rarely in the industry. It's happening more now over the last couple of years, and then on top of that, locally and within Michigan, it's just not happening. Flint, it's just not happening. So yeah, as long as you really dope, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I mean, because, and first of all, shout out to Tay Boogie and Nisha Nashay. We need you on Flintstone Girls, by the way. Coach B is calling you, because those are two dope women that's doing their thing. There was recently something said, Stephen A. Smith got on the show, and he talked about how Rihanna is doing the Super Bowl and how Rihanna is not Beyonce. And I mean, oh my goodness. Man, black women got on his butt because it's something about competition. And as men, I think we like competition, right?
Yeah.
But, sometimes we try to push that, that type of narrative on women. What do you think about that? That there must be one, right? We can't have multiple.
I think that's super whack.
Yeah.
I think that's super closed-minded. And that's why I move how I move, and I want to see more women moving how I move, because for what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's definitely not the case. It's a different artist. Rihanna is totally different than Beyonce for me, for one. And so, like, it's super annoying when people compare. I try not to compare people. It's just like it's a natural thing, so I don't really care when people do that type of stuff, because people do it to me. As soon as they meet me or they hear about me, the first thing they're going to do is try to compare you. Like, oh, you kind of like such and such. Like, no, I'm not. But okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's whack to me. It's definitely enough room for all of us out here. And like I said, usually everybody is different and brings something different. Yeah. Rihanna's style, everything about her is totally different than Beyonce anyway. So why can't we be a fan of and appreciate both of them? So that's how I feel about it.
All right. And I don't think that, personally, Jada, I can't think of no artist that I can compare you with, actually.
Well, good.
I really.
That's the goal.
That doesn't mean I didn't try.
Right. That's why I said it's like it's a natural thing because I would even, it's just a natural thing. I can't say that I never did that. When I hear an artist, a new artist or something, it's just a natural thing. But I try not to because, you got to let people just be who they are. But also because of the fact that that's a natural thing, I try my best to do and be whatever everybody else ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. So.
Right. Dope. All right. So, what you just dropped an album. Tell us about, your album that you just dropped. Are you currently doing the promo tour? I know you have some trips planned. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Definitely. So yeah, the album, I dropped it on 810 Day, August 10th. So it's been out for a couple of months now, but I definitely plan on pushing it to the fullest. I'll be going to New York next week, promoting it heavy. I'll be going to Philly, promoting it heavy. If I'm not mistaken, I'll be at South by Southwest this year, promoting it heavy. You'll see this face everywhere. I definitely took over Flint. I did something that has not been done in a very long time, which is the flyers and the posters. Man, I tore Flint up.
Street team
went crazy. We tore Flint up to the point where I'm pretty sure you're probably seeing some artists putting posters up and back out again. And that came from Q. That's what Q does out in Philly. He brought it back, really. I really feel like he started that up again in 2020. 2020 was the first time we did it, my first project, Long Time No Speak. We did a street campaign out in Philadelphia, and it ended up going viral because he went so crazy, and the team went so crazy out there, like, who is this girl? And then they find out I'm not from there. And then there was an industry artist. His promo team came, and they started covering my posters up with his posters. So because of that happening, this whole viral thing, the whole thing went viral, and it ended up bringing back the poster game in the streets, right. And this is right after the pandemic, so people been in the house for months, and they come outside and like, oh, so this what we doing again? People back putting up posters and stuff, and it's like, so we started that whole thing again, and then when I dropped Hard to Love, we hit up Flint, Lansing, Detroit, Philly, some everywhere, and we still going. We still doing it. Like in a couple months, you'll probably be seeing stuff all over the internet, and that's just what we like to do. Whatever everybody else ain't doing, you know what I'm saying? And it don't even have to be nothing new. Just bringing stuff back. Like I said,
Yeah.
People used to do flyers and posters all the time, and now, people was talking shit to Q like, oh, that's old school. Don't nobody do posters no more. And then next thing you know, when I tell you everybody put movies, they hire him. They be hiring Q to put up posters for new movies that's dropping, concerts, all of that stuff like that. The street promo game is back heavy into the artists. Y'all better get back on it. Like,
that's grassroots. Yes. You know what I mean? That's leg work. That's hard work. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And so that shows like somebody that wants to do something instead of just talk about it. It's easy to sit there with your fingers and like just do your promo on your Facebook or your social media, but when you got to get out the house and get that extra, right? I mean, that's a whole different thing. But I'm not surprised. Right. I'm not surprised with you. I'm not surprised with your team. I mean, what we do here, me personally, on the Coach B show, I'm only dealing with people that go do. I'm tired of people talking, right? Thanks. Those that go do. So you guys already seen, we had Anchorman on the last episode of Coach B, and now we got Jada Ali with us right now. You already told us you're going to be at South by Southwest. Is there anything else that you got going on right now that you want to let the people know about?
Nothing that I can say too much about yet, but man, I have a ton of things coming up. I got some joint projects that I'm about to get ready to release with some people. Huge, it's about to be huge. I done locked in with a couple producers, dropping EPs. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff.